I hope you're enjoying the Sustainable Travel Fair here at TTG. So far, it's been an amazing week, especially Tuesday when we were talking about sustainable experience. Well, for those that they've seen about Kefalonia and Naxos, maybe, for those that didn't, you can always go back and have a look at the recording. Well, today we should go through about Greece, of course, and how through the visitors and the travel experience can really bring a positive response and responsibly travel to Greece. Some of the suggestions you might give for reducing the negative impact or reinforcing the positive impact through many sustainable experiences and initiatives that you can all we can see at the Sustainable Greece platform. For those who are not familiar with the platform, here you are. And if you haven't heard of me before, because whenever I'm always talking about the Sustainable Greece platform, so you probably heard something about it. If not, this is our platform. It's sustainablegreece.co.uk. And it is a platform especially made for awareness, but also for holiday offers and packages and communication, let's say, to create awareness. But before that, before we go in details into that, and I will use some examples, of course, for the Sustainable Greece platform for your reference, you can go back again. We'll start first with some of the suggestions that you can have and you can have for your offers for sustainable holidays in Greece. So traveling responsibly in Greece is, to be honest, no different than traveling in another destination or your own country. It is a conscious mindset. I think that is what is most important. Not to be carried away, because we felt a lot of times going on a holidays, you're feeling that, oh, I'm out of the country, I can do whatever I want, or I deserve a little bit extra on the towels or on food waste. It's my luxury treat, or I have already paid for it. So it's not an easy attitude when you're on holiday. So I think it's very important to have respect and keep that, of course, whenever someone is traveling to Greece and to other countries. Common sense, I would say, most of the times. It's the advice for not littering, of course, or climbing to ancient monuments, or dress modestly by visiting a monastery. But other than that, there is, of course, nothing more major that someone needs to look after for when they're visiting Greece. If, of course, we would like to be more responsible and more sustainable, we can start thinking about water. And of course, that is only in Greece, but let's say Greece especially, because a lot of the Greek islands, they have shortage of water. And we really offer a lot to the local community when we're double thinking about the water. At the same time, of course, energy in a hotel is very important. I know it's Greece and it's hot and how you can do it without the air conditioning. But sometimes the period that we're visiting the country during spring or autumn, it might be a good moment avoiding the hotness, or pick an island. I mean, Cyclades, especially this time of the year, they were telling me that the wind is so nice, warm, and you don't need the air condition. So there are possibilities that you can make a wise choice and avoid extra energy at the hotel. At the same time, there are two areas, especially with marine life, that we are very cautious. The one is in Zakynthos and the other one is Alonissos, where there is the marine park. Of course, both areas, they're open to the public and then they can enjoy, but we just need extra caution, which I'm sure people will, they don't mind to look at it, they just need to know about it. Staying on marked trails, and here I would like to stay a little bit more, because hiking in Greece, and sometimes, we're thinking about the hot weather and what might happen, and especially with the very sad incident that happened in Simi last month. To be honest, again, you just need to follow everything and the guidelines. And sometimes we already may feel that we know the area. It's not easy. I'll walk back home for 15 minutes or for an hour and nothing can happen. That's not the case when it's hot, when the weather is different, when the conditions are different, or they're not signed trails. That is very, very important. So it is very important to go to designated paths, protect, of course, the flora and the fauna, but more importantly, it's to protect life and to protect ourselves. But having that said, and then about nature and of course hiking, for the first time in Greece this year, there is going to be, it's been announced the Dark Sky Park in Kefalonia. So for those that they didn't have the experience to sleep under inside the nature or underneath the stars, it is really an amazing experience in Kefalonia for night stargazing. We tried, of course, again to engage with the use of public transport wherever that's possible, and there is a possibility that you can do it, let's say, more easily, and that's the situation in Astipalea. As I said, I'm going to use some examples from our Sustainable Greece platform, and this is Astipalea as a smart island. In Astipalea, they created in collaboration with Volkswagen, an app that you can download very easily, and you can share your cab, your taxi, for long distances, actually from going outside from the town from one side to another, no more than 15 minutes ride, with other guests. And that it's also by saving energy, the electric, because there are electric cars, and also at the same time, avoiding with an easy way, not waiting for the bus. I know it's not the ideal on your holidays, but like that, but using a taxi, but in a more conscious way. Apart from that, of course, you can always choose some destinations that are car-free, like Hydra and the Spetses, the city center of Spetses, of course, or Antiparos. That's definitely not the place, unless you're going to go to a very long distance beach. In Antiparos, you don't need that. Or Kimolos, everything is concentrated in the small city center. There are a lot of choices, and there are a lot of possibilities to be relaxed without cars, without any stress, and of course at the same time to feel more environmentally responsible. The same thing is also about, of course, reinforcing the local community by eating in local restaurants. And I know, of course, the argument when you are in all-inclusive hotel and you would like to, but you have already paid for it. I mean, you all know that eating in Greece, it's not so expensive and it's not so difficult to do it. And actually, there is a project where we call it there is an alien on the menu, because it comes to come with the strange fish. The fish that there are in the Mediterranean, that they might be traveled, they're foreigners, that they're strangers, that they came in our ecosystem, and that creates some problems. That means for the cycle of the biodiversity. That doesn't mean that we don't want them, of course, they have to be included, but the fishermen, so far, they didn't know what to do it, so they were throw them away. And that created a problem within the ecosystem. Now, there's been a project that all these strange fish, the aliens, they can be in our menu, they can be in a local taverna. So you just by very, very easily picking a dish that you might know. And yeah, not the Greek salad, or along with the Greek salad, let's say, it will be really one of the good things that you will do positive for the planet and for the Mediterranean Sea. So travelers can also reduce the negative impact of the travel in Greece, but having also different I wouldn't say policies, but be mindful in their actions. So practically, we can minimize our waste. That's so easy. Especially there are some hotels like Aldemar Resorts in Crete, where they provide the common water uses. And the only thing that you need to do is just bring your water bottle. And even if you don't want to bring your water bottle because you have extra weight, you can have a water bottle from there. The money will go to a charity, and you will have water within the premises without buying any plastic bottle. And I think that is, to be honest, the most important thing for us, because water it's as cheap by law. You cannot pay for a small water bottle more than 50p, more than 50p euro. A lot of people don't think about it, and they all the time they might use it and say it again. Please, 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 please don't do that. And of course, by avoiding plastic straws, which is a European law, we can find a lot of destinations that they're going with for Legandros and Paros project. And actually, the project for Legandros, it's a very good one. It's all the women that they gather together and going to do a festivity, because in Greece we have a lot of festivities every summer, gatherings that they have music and festivals and parties. And the women, instead of using the plastic cutleries and the plastic plates, they brought the plates from their own house. So by small activities like that, we are definitely helping to use as much less plastic as possible. By going, of course, to an eco-friendly accommodation, and we have some suggestions, of course, at the website, like Sunny and Ecos. There is also the possibility for to really feel that you're giving more. There are plenty of opportunities and suggestions that they're already on their website and the things that they do, but just a simple one. You can have a full package paying for Sunny, and within that package, it could be one day eat at a local restaurant. I think initiatives like that, they really help. Or the Pharma Table with Creta Maris. Creta Maris, they have a project that they enforce with the farmers. They bought a separate land next to the hotel just to farm their own products, so they can have their own things, and that so they can have the products in their daily use for breakfast or lunch or dinners. Again, having a direct flight, I know it's much, much easier. Of course, we need to avoid any domestic flights, but that's why there is the use of ferries. There is the website of GTP.gr for the schedules. I know that's the most challenging one. You don't know it in advance and you don't know which ferry is going where. So that is one of the good things that you can do. And there is a domestic flight that definitely you can use, and that it's between Athens and Thessaloniki by Aegean Airlines, where they're using SAF. So I'm going now to the fun part. I don't know how, there's not much time to say everything. Of course, happy to share the presentation afterwards. One of the community-based experiences, it's in Zagori, in an area that maybe, of course, not a lot of people know about it. But I would like to focus more on the activities that you can do in areas that you know and you can visit. And that it's in Pilion, for example, along with all the beautiful things that you can do, a short break to Meteora. It's not too far away, only just an hour away, an hour and a half from Pilio to Meteora, the rocks that as you can see in the screen. At the same time, you can visit also as a women association that they're doing preparing the spoon sweets and jams. And only by buying something or by participating to all that, I think we all feel that we can give back to the community. There are plenty of those, again, here today and also at the same time at the website. I think because of the time, I always talk too much and maybe not enough time to go through one by one. And Chios, I would like to come back to that beautiful island because of the mastic trees, a destination that it has, it's been created by this unique mastic. You can see the museum, and at the same time, you can have the local products. Ikaria, it's definitely a case, not only because it's one of the the very well known zones for longevity. They have a secret for long life. We don't know that, but it definitely goes back to relaxing and enjoying a good time. So just by participating and choosing Ikaria as a destination and be part of the festivities, I think it's really, really important for the local community. So the positive impact for again that the traveler can do for the biodiversity and is choosing, of course, one of the tours that they are there. I'm sure you have a lot of contacts and a lot of people, but trekking and last it's one of our suggestions because there are a lot of activities a lot all over Greece and a lot of nice things that they're doing and they're organizing. Um, Always we can do the volunteering and which is part in Zakynthos. I already met somebody that his daughter is going to take part of that, and it's a lovely action to do and be part of it. And if of course not so not having the energy for something like that, can always do just the wildlife observation as it is in Arcturus. Arcturus, it's an NGO, a local NGO that it's in the beautiful village of Nympheo in the northern part of Greece. And this is really, they will have the brown bears. I think I also have a photo for that. Yes, there it is. The brown bears, where it's not a zoo. You see them in their in the area that they're living, and it's the brown bears that have been saved from um, let's say from different things that they were doing in the past. There were gypsies going or you can see me now? Okay, perfect. Sorry about that. So the tool I was telling you about, it's a sustainable Greece. You can always go back, reference, check it that. There is a sustainable holiday section there where there are all the collaborations that we have with the tour operators, the offers that they have for sustainable holidays in Greece. And actually, if there is time for any questions, very quickly wrap it up. I know I've missed a couple of things. I just wanted to be sure that I said everything that needs to be said for the poll, and you're winning a trip to Kefalonia. That's, I think, the most important. If not, um, okay, perfect. Yeah, yeah. Let me see then again the poll. Yes, I think definitely we have the covered answer about the Pilion, which is the mountain nearby Volos, and of course the beautiful village of Nympheo in Western Macedonia with the brown bears and the dark sky park. Oh my goodness, you were paying attention all the time I was talking to. Amazing. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for following that and always at your disposal. Thank you. Bye bye.